Hello and welcome to another episode of Agree to Disagree on VIC via Zoom. I am your host, Aidan Shard. Joined with me are Noah Schwartz, Jack Acello, and Dean Gutic. So we're going to be talking about a lot today. We got a pretty full plate. The first thing we're going to be talking about, as we have the past few episodes, is the upcoming MLB season or not MLB season. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened over the past month and a lot of stuff that's happened over the past week since we last talked about it. We're also going to talk about some controversial comments that Dwight Howard and Kyrie Irving have made regarding whether or not basketball should come back. And then I've prepared a fun Sporcle for the three of you guys. And then we're going to talk winners and losers. So let's jump into the MLB right off the bat. Noah, why don't you give us a rundown of how things have been over the past week?
All right, cool. So just want to first say happy early birthday to myself. I got myself this new microphone.
Nice.
I'll be using these for all my episodes now. This is pretty awesome. So hopefully this works out the way I hope it does. So in regards to baseball, so as you guys probably saw the comments from Commissioner Manfred, or as I would like to call him, the not-so-Commissioner Manfred, last week at the draft, where he said unequivocally we're going to play baseball 100% in 2020. And he said that to Ithaca alum Carl Ravitch. He said that during the MLB draft. And so we all thought, well, hey, even if the players don't negotiate with these owners and the league, we'll at least get this 50-game, 48-game season. Whether we consider it fake or not, we'll have a season. Now the negotiations obviously fell through so terribly as they did. It's really ugly. We all know that. And now he comes out today and says, well, I don't know if there's going to be baseball in 2020 at all. And there's a ESPN special tonight with all the commissioners talking about their respective leagues and coming back. And it's going to be on, I think, in a half an hour. So I'll definitely watch it at 9 o'clock when we're done with the episode. But the point is, it's so ugly now that we may not have a season. And the effects on baseball going forward are going to be ginormous. Loss of fans, loss of revenue, player salaries are going to go down. There are so many just different elements of this. It's such a multifaceted topic. And I could go on for 15, 20 minutes about all the different areas in which baseball is going to suffer, where they had a chance to be the number one sport, the only sport just and had the entire month of July essentially to themselves. And they just lost out that opportunity. They're going to lose out future opportunities as football, basketball begin to return.
3 weeks now. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Manfred's
For once again, technical difficulties on your end, I think, Noah.
Yeah.
Please stand by.
Oh, there is? Oh, great.
You got to get some better Wi-Fi, brother.
We just got new Wi-Fi in our house like a week ago.
There was also an outage today.
Yeah, I've been just moving. As you can see, I'm not in my room right now, and I wasn't last week either. I've just been moving to directly next to where our routers are. So I'm like 5 feet away from a router right now. Because I don't. Yeah, we can hear you.
You're good.
But now you're freezing a couple times.
Do you want to start over and we can kind of redo the whole thing, or?
I think you were fine. We heard. I personally heard like most of what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, you're right. The MLB kind of blew their big chance to have a big July, literally all to themselves. There's not going to be any other sport going on or any other major sport in America. And they couldn't have anything. They couldn't create anything. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't work together. Dean, Jack, what are your thoughts on that?
Jack, do you want to go first or?
Sure. I'm just going to say, I pretty much agree with Noah. This could have huge effects on baseball in the future. And it's such a shame how I feel like it's like how they couldn't work anything out between the players and owners. Usually in these situations, I feel they always eventually come to a compromise. And this, to me, this really shows like the NBA is so much more. It's the way it's ran is so much better and so much organized. And I feel the players and like the owners and the board, they definitely have way stronger relationships. At least that's my opinion. But I believe this going to have a big effect on baseball. And Noah's right that they could have been the number one. They could have been they could have gained a ton of revenue from this while the NBA and NHL are out. They could have skyrocketed by being pretty much the only major sport the only major sport in America going on. So they would have made a huge thing. And also, it's like, just for me personally, it just annoys me so much because I've been a Met fan my whole life. The Mets haven't had a lot of seasons when going into it. I actually felt pretty good, and this year was one of them. And of course, I don't get to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's
yeah, go ahead, Aidan.
no, all you.
So it's seeing today that season might not happen. I don't know why it was breaking news. It's not no shocker, especially it can't be shocked because it's like can't be confident in the season if two sides are not on the same page, and it's been like this for an ongoing time. You got leagues like the NBA and NHL who have great owners who have been on the same page for a long time, who had a plan lined up all along. Whereas you have baseball, it's like the owners don't even care about the sport and don't want it to continue. You have Manfred a few weeks ago saying the season will 100% continue or happen, and now that might end up being a cold take. The MLB right now is in a mess. It's in a catastrophic mess right now. They're going to lose a lot of revenue. There's a huge divide between the players, the owner, and of course the awful commissioner himself named Rob Manfred. And I just don't see how baseball is going to be on the same page, let alone coming back for the future too.
The other thing that's just so surprising to see to me is that Manfred has been so he's been prioritizing making baseball more profitable and having more people watch it. And now when he got the chance to get people to watch it and he got the chance to bring more viewers and make more revenue, he completely blew it.
July, they could have, like Jack said, they could have had July to herself, and just like that, there's going to go that.
I just want to make one point about the owners. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Mostly,
you guys hear me? Okay. So I just want to make one point about the owners. Those guys and the people that work in the league office, they seem to be so out of touch with what's important here, because you've got the owner of the St. Louis Cardinals coming out a week ago and saying baseball is not a very profitable industry. Dude, you're a billionaire. Obviously, it's a profitable industry. You own a baseball team and you have billions and billions of dollars to spend to help your baseball team. Yeah. That's one thing. Yeah. Then we hear that, and then yesterday,
one of the most historic teams in baseball.
Right. So then we hear yesterday the report from Andrew Marchand of the New York Post. Baseball signs a $1 billion agreement with TBS to continue airing games through the postseason. They have a weekend package, I believe. So they're going to have some expanded games on TNT and I think TBS as well. $1 billion. And it's not a profitable industry. Mike Trout is making $400-something million on his contract. Steven Strasburg, $245 million. Anthony Rendon, $250 million. All these guys are getting paid and paid and paid. Don't tell me it's not a profitable industry. It's a major sports market. I mean, it's also you're in a major market. What are you talking about?
It's the third biggest sports market in America, behind. I know the NFL is one. I'm assuming NBA is too. And then worldwide, it's probably number 4. I'm just gonna assume that soccer takes the number one spot.
The world, yeah.
And so, like, to say that the 4th biggest sport in the world, probably in the top 25 biggest industries in the world, is not profitable. It's ridiculous, especially coming from a billionaire owner. Having that come from somebody who is making, $500, $600 a week, that's different. But
the worst part is,
and just one other thing I want to mention,
blamed for this.
Go ahead.
No, I said already that the worst part is that the players are going to get blamed for this, and it's not even their fault. It just they deserve to get paid. It just baseball's completely divided right now, unlike any other league.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing about Manfred, also, just if you think about his tenure, and he's been commissioner for the last 5 years or whatever, he leaves issues and he tries to fix them and he never actually resolves them, gets to the bottom of it. He botched the Astro situation. He's botched the baseballs being juiced situation. He's botched sign stealing. He botched this Yankee situation that's come out yesterday. He went on a 4-month witch hunt on the Red Sox this winter where nothing came out of that. He creates problems by trying to make them bigger deals than they are, or making them smaller deals than they are, and he never actually resolves anything. He's messed up steroids. He's messed up sign stealing. He's messed up so many things, and this is just the latest example, and this is going to be the biggest hurt to baseball as an industry, and it's going to severely drop after this.
Yeah.
And speaking of,
no, go ahead. I was going to change the subject a little bit, so.
Yeah. I want to say two things. The first thing is Roger Goodell, as much as everyone hates him, he is a good commissioner, and he does know what he's doing. He does keep on top of things, and at least he has good relationships with owners. That's a big thing. I feel like Manfred doesn't even have that right now.
I agree with you, but at the same time, football's in a better position than any other sport. Football doesn't even start till September. Football has a long way to go.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned the sign stealing, of course. There was one time someone once said on Instagram, a guy I knows was a second baseman coach and a second base umpire, should I say, and they knew about the sign stealing, but they just didn't want to admit it until it became a bigger deal. And it just showed the MLB hides everything up until it becomes a bigger deal. They try to dig it into the ground and make sure no one realizes it.
Yeah. Think about juice balls. The juice
it's
ball.
So obvious the balls are juiced
for 2 years already, and every time they come out with a report, it's like, oh, there's no big deal. The balls are the same as they've always been. Guys are just hitting the ball out of the park more often. Okay. Guys were hitting pop-ups this year that were getting out of those stands in 350 feet. There's no way that the balls don't have something a little off with them right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But also, I want to say one more thing. Is going back to what Noah said, how the baseball could be changed forever, especially in terms of salaries and money and revenue from all that. I've been doing, for my academic writing class, I've been doing a research paper. I've been doing about you guys seen Moneyball, 2002 Oakland A's?
Yes.
It talks about how all these teams with very low budgets, how they have to be so creative to find ways to get to compete with the Yankees and Red Sox. I'd really like the MLB to try and infiltrate a way where teams can only can spend it's kind of they can go over a cap, but there should be
inequity.
It's how a good team the Oakland Athletics when they could spend $80 million when the Yankees can spend $250 million in one season. How do you compete with that? I just wish that would be changed.
Yeah,
big market, bully small market.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to change the topic a little bit. Dean, you said that the MLB is the only divided league right now. And, we thought that was true. I thought that was true until a few days ago when we heard some players from the NBA start speaking out against the NBA's plan. So for those of you who don't know, the NBA's plan is to start a shortened 8-game season at the end of July, and then play some sort of playoff in the traditional playoff format through August, September, and then ending at the beginning of October. But players, some with big names like Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard, have come out and said that, maybe this isn't the best time for basketball with all these racial issues we're having in America. And that really shined a light on, hey, maybe this isn't as united of a front as we all thought it was.
Yeah, I'll start on this.
Yeah,
this is such a ridiculous take, Kyrie Irving and Dwight Howard. When I heard these comments, they were first kind of made by Kyrie. He was the leader of this big conference.
Once again, we are experiencing technical difficulties. So while you are at it, enjoy Agree to Disagree for the remainder of the episode. Please stand by.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're back.
Yep. Don't worry, Dean.
Okay.
Dean covered
Anyway, the point is, Kyrie, Dwight, they don't want to play because of these racial issues that are happening. And it's just a ridiculous point to make. You've got a huge league. It's going to lose money. There's a lot of issues going on with it right now. And all we need is for guys to not want to come back to work. In most other industries, everybody's already back to work in this country. But basketball players not going to come back to work because of racial problems when they don't have as big of a platform when they're off the floor. right? If they were on the court, they'd have the ability to protest. I bet you they'd be supported by all the owners and the commissioner, Adam
I just
Silver.
want to say one thing. I'm predicting this right now, and I know I'm going to be right. The I Can't Breathe shirts are coming back.
Exactly. They're going to
agree.
wear shirts. They're going to kneel. They're going to make speeches before the games. They're going to put stuff on social media. There's no way they can have a smaller platform than they would on the court. If they're in the gym and everybody's watching, and you got millions of fans at home tuning in, and you've got, why would you not use that to your edge and make a scene against racial inequality that's obviously going on that affects African-American players like we have in the NBA? They have such a big platform to use on that, and they're going to stay home and only be able to post things on their Instagrams that people will maybe see, but it can be a much more united stance if the players all come back, they all play really hard, and they say, we're gonna take this on, and we're gonna play as hard as we can for these 3 Floyd and for the rest of the African-American community. We're gonna be leaders as we try to make a stance and prove our point, and we can do that while we're also playing basketball. The two shouldn't they shouldn't have an impact on whether you play or not. They should be separate, but you can also connect them and make it a better stance when you're actually playing.
I think also, though, in Kyrie's defense, and I might have misunderstood this, but I think part of his reasoning was, how can he, as a black man, go out there and play and make money and be famous and be a public figure when there are people who are like him, who are being, who are victims of terrible, terrible police crimes. Is that right for him to do? And I think, that was part of an internal struggle with just the way that he's thinking of himself if he were to do something like that.
So are people working at banks, at supermarkets, at other places? I mean, it just doesn't really correlate to me. I don't know. Yeah, no, I get it. And I might have, taken that from something that he hadn't, or I might have taken that up and kind of put words in his mouth, but that was part of the reasoning that I read into it. Jack and Dean, you guys got anything?
Yeah, here you go, Dean.
Thank you, good man. So, I agree with Noah. Noah, you were right on point with that. Aidan, back to referring to the beginning as saying my quote that didn't age well with the MLB being divided. The NBA is also becoming divided. I understand the frustration, and I understand because of what's going on, the racial inequality, the protests. And I didn't like one part where I think it was Kyrie or Dwight, one of them said something about they're using the NBA as a distraction to what's going on. I could see the point, but I also disagree with it because before anything happened, the NBA was talking up a plan of when they were going to come back. And 2, basketball is a remedy for any fan. The basketball sports is what unites everyone. And I think bringing back basketball, bringing back sports would be a great way, especially after a pandemic, a great way to bring everyone back together and get everyone more involved in the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%. 100% agree with what you just said, Dean. Also, I don't remember if it was Kyrie and Dwight that said this. I don't think it was. I remember hearing this or reading it somewhere that they were complaining about not having fair opportunities about something. I don't remember where I saw that, but it was if it was Kyrie or Dwight, you're complaining about having unfair opportunity, especially Kyrie, who just was given a $150 million contract. Is that not an opportunity enough?
Yeah,
here, go.
It's
it's similar. I think of it Kaepernick because, I think about Colin Kaepernick and I say, well, would he have had a type of platform that he had with the 49ers if he wasn't a football player? Probably not. Maybe he would have been successful in some other fields. It's definitely possible. But because he was an NFL starting quarterback and a superstar player, he had a huge platform. And when he kneeled, everybody saw it. Everybody had some sort of reaction to it. And it created a lot of attention and made him obviously pretty famous because of that, but also because he was obviously trying to promote a good cause. Kyrie Irving, Dwight Howard, all the players, they have the same opportunity here. If they weren't basketball players, would they have the opportunity for millions of people to see them not only play their sport, but at the same time also promote positive change for the world? Probably not. It's not likely. So I think they should use those platforms when they're actually playing to their advantage.
Yeah, and also speaking of Dwight Howard, in terms of basketball, Dwight Howard is not getting. This is also surprised me that he doesn't want to play because in terms he's not getting any younger. He's not gonna have that many opportunities. He barely got an opportunity this year. If DeMarcus Cousins didn't go down, it's a question if whether or not he would be on an NBA roster. This could be his only and probably last chance to win a championship. So does he really want to sit out and wonder what could have happened if he did?
And I agree with you, Jack. Back to what you said about Kyrie and Dwight with the opportunity. There are guys right now. Kyrie, you're on the Nets. You signed a huge contract.
You're going to have $150 million. I think anybody in this country would be happy to take not even 2%, 1% of that.
There are people that are dying right now that would kill to have a contract like that. And there's guys that feed their families by playing.
And he's not even playing. He played in 20 games this season.
He's not even playing in Florida, which is why I was surprised he was really so outspoken about this.
This season, he barely even played. All he's been doing is running his mouth.
Not going to be out there. Right. I thought it was a strange comment. I saw actually, I'm not the biggest Stephen A. Smith fan, but he actually put out a really great video on this morning. I think it was on Get Up. And he was basically like, I don't understand this. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Use your platforms for change when you're playing, when you're out on the floor, when you're in Orlando. And I think that's the best way to go about this. Don't be home because of COVID and obviously stay home as much as you can, but, don't be silent. And you're going to have the ability to speak out and promote change when you're in Florida if you're playing and when the NBA is going on. So
those guys are trying to stop them from coming back. All I know is this. I hope what Pat Bev recently said is true. LeBron, for the first time I'm on LeBron James, or first time in a while, I'm on LeBron James' side. If Pat Bev says LeBron James controls what's going to happen, and LeBron wants to play.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be an issue though. I think there's going to be a season. I don't think guys like Dwight Howard and Kyrie have the voice that's needed to make some sort of huge financial decision for the league. I think the league has this plan. LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis, those types of players totally on board with it. Then you're playing a guy like Kyrie who's not going to be out there, and a guy like Dwight who's almost been out of the league for half a decade already, says they're not in. I'm not really sure I'm listening to that.
Yeah. You even listen to CP3 because he's also the president of the NBA president. I think even he would be on board with that.
But also, before we go on to the Sporcle, I just want to ask this because I've been wanting to ask for a while. I wanted to do this for a while. I want to talk about sports in terms of when the playoffs are going to get back. Just quickly, the NBA before the season, I think before they resume on July 31st, they're going to have a 1-week player acquisition stage where they can sign guys.
That's going to be interesting.
They could sign players that could help the team as long as they've played in a game or were assigned to a contract at one point or another during this season. Who are some guys you think will get signed, and where do you think they're going to go? I just want to do this quickly.
I know DeMarcus Cousins. He's one of the big name free agents, right?
Yeah.
He'll be there. I'd be interested to see where he could go.
I could see him go to the Celtics. That'd be a good.
That's what I was just gonna say. I could see him going to the Celtics because ever since the Celtics lost Horford, they've been struggling to kind of get that center position. They've been struggling with a big man. We have Cantor, but he's been injured. What?
And Daniel Tice, he's played really well.
Yeah, and Tice has played really well, but Tice is not a great shooter. He's good. He's good at rebounds. He's good on defense, but we need someone who can shoot.
Yeah.
And Cantor's been hurt, and he's not been super productive. Tice can't shoot that well, so it would be interesting to see the Celtics go after him.
For me, I think an easy couple of fits would be Gerald Green to the Houston Rockets. He's been there for the last bunch of years.
Yeah.
He got released. He's been hurt.
They need a big man.
Yeah, that honestly that would work as well.
And he can shoot, so he fits D'Antoni.
I think Gerald Green would be a good fit with Houston. I've heard that they've already reached out to him to see if he wants to come back. I bet he'd be interested. He's from Houston. He seemed to love when he was there. And the other one that makes a lot of sense to me that was already a fit this season was Iman Shumpert. He was with the Brooklyn Nets earlier this year. If they don't have Kyrie and Kevin, they're going to have some open spots. They could always use a defender, a shooter on the wing. And so I think Iman Shumpert would be a good fit in Brooklyn yet again.
Dean, you got anything?
No.
All right.
It's only
I got one.
Go for it, and then I'm going to go to the Sporcle.
Yeah, just in terms of thinking of in terms of depth, well, I could see him going to either L8 team. I don't know which one yet. I could see J.R. Smith going to either the Lakers or the Clippers. He really wouldn't have much of a role there, but that'd be just so in case they secured a little bit of depth at the center with Joakim Noah if say Zubats or Harrell go down, but say Lou or Shamit or one of them or Jackson, one of those guys goes down, they have an extra guard who has championship experience and can play. So that's all I'm saying.
All right, we ready to go to the Sporcle?
Guy with Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah, and Isaiah Thomas.
All right.
Center for the Rockets.
So a little preface before the Sporcle starts. I told you guys last week that I wanted to do this one and that I wanted to do something that we had not done before. So it's sports related, but it's a little bit different. It's not any of the 4 major American sports.
All right.
Fencing, because I know you do that.
Close.
Ooh, there you go. This is cool.
I like this.
Okay, I like this.
Summer, right? Beijing was summer.
Beijing was summer. Yes, I'll give you that much. All right. So you have
I'll start us off here.
8 minutes. Timer starts now.
All right, I will start off with the 2008 Redeem team for sports. So I'll start with basketball, obviously.
Let's go with your sport, Aidan. Fencing.
Well, Dean said water polo, and fencing is also one of them.
Track and field.
Yeah, I was say track and field.
Yep. And track and field.
Yeah, athletics. All right.
Swimming.
Is that separate? I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I got track and field are together. I got 28 on this.
Oh, nice. Swimming, yeah.
And then diving as well.
Diving. What else we got?
Soccer.
Gymnastics.
Pole vault.
That falls under athletics, I think.
Or does it? Okay.
Yeah, track and field.
High jump too, I bet. It is probably.
That's track. Yeah, that's track.
Tennis. Ping pong.
Oh, good one. I haven't done ping pong. Ping pong.
That was one of the ones I missed.
Is field hockey on there?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Bob's no, that's winter.
Boxing.
That's winter.
Yeah, that's winter.
What else we got?
Wasn't boxing once in the Olympics before?
Yes, it was.
How about like wrestling?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Triathlon or however you say it.
Triathlon is that?
Yep.
Disc throw. Or what's that thing called when you put it against your head?
That falls under track, right?
Yeah, that's under track.
Falls under athletics. Yeah, so any
cross
of the track and field events that all falls under athletics. So sprinting, running.
Oh, soccer. How do we forget soccer?
I already said that.
We did?
Cross is that one?
Oh, they spell football at FOOTB.
Lacrosse, Aidan?
Football.
Nope, no lacrosse.
Diving.
We did that.
I already got that.
I think at 28. This is hard. Oh, this is a good one.
There's a hint. For some of them, you're thinking a little bit too broad.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I am. Well.
I like how difficult.
How about like skateboarding and stuff like that?
Skateboarding was going to be one in Tokyo. Oops, that spelled that wrong, but it is not one here.
Was golf at that time, or was it 2016 where that? I think it was 2016.
It was baseball?
Yes, this was the last
softball
year
too, probably.
in the Olympics. What?
Softball?
That was another one that I missed.
Okay. This is difficult. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Archery.
Oh, good one.
Very good one. Another one.
Horseshoes. I was thinking.
How about like horse racing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, equestrian. Yeah.
I'm probably wrong, but bowling, I'm definitely wrong.
Bowling is not. I guessed that one.
Oh yeah, that seems like it'd be one.
Fishing, is that something?
Fishing. No, it is not, but I
Oh.
wish it was.
Because that's like on TV and stuff. So I
There are
figured.
some water sports that you guys are missing.
Is there?
Oh wait, what's the one? Isn't there one like where you have to like shoot shoot the gun at the targets?
Yes, shooting is one.
They
Is
call
there
it shooting
handball?
sport?
Is there handball, but not the one? No.
Handball, try it. That might be right.
That was broad. They just call it shoot.
Handball. But it's the handball that's like soccer, but
It's water polo.
Cricket.
oh wait, you already said
Oh yeah,
right.
cricket. Good one, Jack.
Cricket is not one.
Oh wow.
Croquet.
Also not one.
That sounds like the Walmart version of cricket.
I know, right?
It's better. Don't let Marab hear me say that. He'll punch me.
It's not like car racing, right? I don't think so.
No, that's
That'd
not.
be cool. That'd be awesome.
How about like billiards? Just like pool, something like that.
That would also be cool, but neither of those are.
I'm trying to think of like weird sports I see on TV.
Yeah.
Do you guys want any hints?
Oh, esports. Come on, for sure. Give it to me.
That was also going to be at Tokyo, I believe.
How about like parasailing or like one of those kind of
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, rowing.
There's one.
Rowing, canoeing. Does that fall into the same thing?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
How about like jet skiing?
No.
So far.
Also,
like wakeboarding?
what?
Like wakeboarding?
All right, this isn't Wii Sports Resort.
I love that game. That's what I was thinking about.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking about too when I was doing this. I kept wanting to put that in.
Is there like I know we said wrestling, but is there like taekwondo or something like that?
Yeah.
Aiden, I'm thinking of old
Taekwondo.
There's another fighting sport in there.
Is there
Sumo
Greco,
wrestling.
is there kickboxing or Greco
kickboxing,
wrestling?
I was just thinking
Nope. It's not that. It's also not sumo.
that.
Is there
WWE.
Greco-Roman?
Like Tai Chi, is that it?
Nope.
Oh man.
Kung Fu.
UFC? Bellator?
World Wrestling Entertainment. They got people from everywhere.
What other kinds of fighting is there? Oh, jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Judo.
I don't know how to spell jiu-jitsu.
Muay Thai.
Judo is one.
There you go.
I was watching Impractical Jokers. They had a judo champion on that. That's why I thought
Oh
of
my
that.
god.
Kayla. Dean, you know Kayla.
What other like weird sports is there? We did rowing.
I'm impressed we got 24.
You guys are doing you're doing pretty well. Your last 2 minutes were good. All right.
I feel like frisbee golf or like
frisbee. Ultimate frisbee.
Nope, neither of those.
Oh.
I would love to see ultimate at the Olympics.
Yeah, that'd be a great sport at the Olympics.
All right. There's one that is similar to this one.
Cross country.
The marathon or like biathlon or something like that.
Cross country.
You're on the right track, but none of those.
I think you spelled biathlon wrong.
I don't think it's that. I think it's just.
Oh,
it's
cycling.
There's one.
Is there biking?
Yeah, that's
Biking and
cycling.
go together.
Oh.
But like rock climbing or something like that.
That was also going to be at Tokyo, but
Oh.
no.
Yeah, Tokyo was gonna make it more exciting, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
I know there's gonna be one obvious one, and we're just gonna be like, how did we not get that?
There's like two obvious ones, but I don't blame you for not getting them.
All right.
This is a difficult quiz.
This is a good one. This is a great one.
There's three obvious ones.
Aiden, this is a great quiz.
I know.
I'd love to say like dodgeball, but I know that's not right.
Great movie though. Great movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Great movie.
All right, we're done. We got 10 seconds.
All right,
This
I'll
is no
quickly
way.
give a button. You missed badminton.
Oh,
Volleyball. Oh
Volleyball.
my
How did we not
God.
get that?
The pentathlon, sailing, synchronized swimming does not fall under swimming.
what?
Trampoline and
Trampoline? I didn't know
What's
that.
trampoline?
Yeah, trampoline is an Olympic sport, and it's so cool to watch.
What is it? They just they do like flips on it and stuff. Is that what it is?
They just do tricks on a trampoline. It's awesome.
That sounds awesome.
I feel like they never even
That's-
televise that.
that's fire.
Not
I
one
love that.
I would totally watch that. They don't televise that.
All right, we got like 2 minutes, so let's do this quick. Winners and losers.
So, Dean, why don't you go first?
I'm loser this week,
You know
right?
our losers, yeah.
My loser is Oklahoma State. First off with Cade Cunningham. First off with the postseason ban, they are appealing it right now, but there's a possibility they lose that ban, and it raises questions where Cade Cunningham goes. And today there was a situation with Mike Gundy wearing a One America News Network shirt, which upset Chuba Hubbard and many Oklahoma State athletics. So Oklahoma State is my loser this week.
For me, it's definitely Commissioner Manfred. He's the obvious loser. I don't know if there's a bigger loser like in the world of sports right now. I mean, he's just an awful commissioner in every single possible way. Obvious loser, and he continues losing as the awful stretch of baseball goes on.
Jack, what about you?
My winner for this week is just because I'm hearing it from news a lot. The New York Mets. It looks like we had a very good draft, and people are saying the Mets had a really great draft, and the Yankees draft isn't looking too hot. So that always makes me smile. That always makes me smile as a Mets fan. So that's what I'll
fan.
Thank God.
Winner this week is NASCAR. They passed a ban this week banning all Confederate flags from their stadium, which is huge, especially with a sport that's so intertwined with Southern culture. That was a huge move, and it was a big step for them. That was great. So we gotta head out now. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, share it if you can. We'd love that.
follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Also follow our friends at 1306 Sports. They post some great content. I posted an article there last week. You guys should read it. Dean posts a few articles. He's got some great ones. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And till next time.
Peace out.